Referee mic check. I got it on. I had it on mute.
Oh,
We're live now.
Lock it, so you can't do that again.
Can I turn it on and off?
If you feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
Yeah, don't lock me out.
All
So
right.
I'll just hit that and I'll hold it and go, and it should kick in, right?
Yeah, but you go ahead and. All right, cool. So right now it's unmuted.
So I'm talking live. They can pick me up.
Yeah.
All right. Bruce, are we good? Ask, can they hear me? Am I good enough? Loud enough? And tell them I'm gonna keep it on and off, and I'm gonna turn it on and off because I like to manage that. Okay.
Yeah, because they have.
And I know they can turn me on and off, but I'd rather. I feel much more comfortable with me turning it. Thank you.
Anthem.
Test. Sorry, I had to go run and get it. I have two tails. Yeah. Are we doing a hit or this is just a test? Okay. Okay. Cool. While I have y'all, does anybody know what Glenn Tapman looks like or if he's on the sidelines?
Check the officials' power on the wireless. Check your power on the wireless.
Mic check. On. Definitely on. Gotta go loud. Check. Mic check. Referee mic check.
Live from Joe Yeni Stadium in Metairie, WHNO Sports is proud to bring you the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Today it's the first ever Catholic League meeting between the Archbishop Rummel Raiders and the John Curtis Christian Patriots. Hello everybody, Ken Berthelot along with Wade Kaiser and Katie Morris. And today we have inclement weather with the possibility of that playing a role in what might be the outcome of a very important Catholic League District 9-5A contest.
No doubt about it. It's real simple. Archbishop Rummel wins today, they're going to win another Catholic League championship. However, if the John Curtis Patriots win today, they're going to force this thing into a tie going into Week 10, both with one loss. John Curtis could end up sharing a part of their first Catholic League championship.
If John Curtis wins, what a logjam tie that will be in the first place position in this league. We seldom get the opportunity to talk about linemen in the open of a show. However, today we have two linemen that could disrupt the offense and defense of these teams in a big-time way. Kristen Guidry, first of the Archbishop Rummel Raiders, highly recruited, and then Willie Allen, one of the top recruited offensive linemen in the nation.
I tell you what, I love talking about offensive and defensive linemen. Kristen Guidry, one of the best defensive linemen in the country, Ken. He's already committed to Arkansas, but the recruiting will not stop. He's going to have to come up big tonight for Rummel.
And then Willie Allen, of course, then ESPN's got him rated as one of the top 5 best offensive linemen in the country.
Right. 6'6", 300 pounds, 303 pounds, of a devastating blocker. This guy is one of the top offensive tackles in the country. Everybody's going to be coming to his doorstep. And I tell you what, if you really like offensive line and defensive line play, you're in the right place for good, hard-nosed physical football today, Ken. This is going to be awesome.
No matter what happens with the skill position players, watch the battle on the offensive and defensive lines today. We'll be back with the kickoff of this one right after this on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase Game of the Week.
Welcome to First NBC Prep Showcase. I'm President and CEO Ashton J. Ryan Jr. There's something special about sports in Louisiana. It's more than a game. It's part of the fabric of our area. And just as we are fully invested in assisting our bank customers achieve their goals, we share that same commitment to local athletes. Along with classroom studies, the athletic development of our young men and women also helps build life skills such as leadership, commitment, and teamwork. It's time to play ball. Enjoy the game.
This first-round pick made Veterans Ford his #1 pick. Come see why Veterans Ford is Ford in New Orleans. Come on, man, to Veterans Ford. I promise I won't lose a deal.
Monday nights on WHNO. Join Ken Trahan, Hall of Famer Ricky Jackson, and Brian Allie Walsh for opinions and analysis from the weekend's games and the hot topics in sports. SportsNOLA TV, Mondays at 6 on WHNO TV 20.
We make summer our business. Go lighter, brighter, cooler. Enjoy all cotton, no wrinkle dress shirts, or stay cool with our comfortable, easy care, versatile polos. You'll feel and look your best in our tailored, breathable sports coats and suits, giving you a more modern look, custom for you, style, fit, and fabric. That's Joseph Bank. Joseph A. Bank, 230 Carondelet Street in downtown New Orleans, 3320 North Causeway Boulevard in Metairie.
For the most informative, diverse sports information in New Orleans and Louisiana, go to SportsNOLA.com. With a top prep sports coverage in the state and comprehensive information on the Saints, LSU, Pelicans, Zephyrs, Voodoo, Tulane, and all Louisiana colleges. SportsNOLA.com features extensive video, audio, and a tremendous number of award-winning journalists. Make it your homepage. It's a can't-miss daily visit. SportsNOLA.com.
The First NBC Bank Prep Showcase on WHNO TV 20 is presented by First NBC Bank, providing real customer service and relationship banking with locations throughout Southeast Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle. First NBC Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back. We await the kickoff of Rummel, John Curtis. Let's go downstairs to Katie Morris for this report.
Thanks, Ken, and happy Halloween to everyone out there at home. Now, this game is huge today, and the last time that these two teams met in the regular season, it was 1964. Jay Roth was a toddler, and JT Curtis was playing at East Jefferson High School, so needless to say, they were a bit preoccupied at the time. But when you put two of the winningest coaches in Louisiana against each other, it's bound to be a huge matchup. And both of the coaches say that they're trying not to let the hype get to their two teams, but the fans definitely are. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you very much, Katie. You saw the pictures of two coaches, both who know how to build programs. Rummel leads this series 1-0, and look, they last met in 1964, as Katie just explained. Nobody here remembers that. The teams have met in jamborees, and even those jamboree battles were pretty intense.
Right, I mean, it's crosstown rivals, even though they haven't met. A lot of kids know each other off the same playgrounds here in Jefferson Parish. It's going to be awesome.
Jay Roth on the Rummel sideline. Back-to-back state championships in 12 and 13. Might become one of the winningest coaches in the Catholic League. On the other sideline, J.T. Curtis, 26 state championships, a national championship in 2012, 75 wins away from being the all-time winningest coach in prep high school history of the United States of America. We've got so many storylines in this game. It is just going to be fun. Darian Washington and Devon Ben back for John Curtis. They won the toss, did not defer. They want the football to get things started. And this will come to Devon Ben at the 1-yard line. Here comes Ben. He's dangerous in space. He's got room past the 30. Makes a cut inside into traffic and gets it across midfield into Rummel territory. If he cut to the outside, he might have gone a long way. But that is a 53-yard return for Devon Ben of the opening kickoff.
Sideline return set up by John Curtis to their right, to their own sideline. Had a great kick-out block, a great seal block, and a lead through, and that allowed Ben to pop it past the 50-yard line.
Brock Hebert, number 10, the quarterback, trotting out on the field. He does not throw the ball very much. He is a running quarterback. This football team has only had 40 passing plays all year, 328 rushing plays. They run almost 90% of the time. And when he does, he normally hands off to Devon Ben, but not this time. On first down, they go the opposite way to Tyrone Chevalier. And Chevalier runs behind a key offensive player that we'll have an eye on, including Willie Allen, the center, Jacob Heath, who is the heart and soul of that offensive line.
He's going to make all the offensive line calls today, Ken. He's their leader on the offensive line. He's a physical player and does a great job.
No gain on first down. And Hebert on the keep. Made the turn, looked like he had room, but it closes quickly. And the tackle was made by Derek Munson, one of the guys we're going to be watching closely, along with Kristen Fulton, who is their leader in interceptions and team leader on defense.
He's one of the top-rated coverage corners in the country. He's a tremendous athlete who has 5 interceptions this season. And we just saw Derek Munson on a great tackle right there. He's the Raiders' leading tackler. He's going to play all over the field today. He's physical. He's going to light somebody up today because he does it every game.
A big third down on the first offensive drive for John Curtis. Remember, they rarely throw the football. Chevalier has stepped up last week in the absence of a injured Devon Ben, and he will throw incomplete. It was intended for Marquise Albert, and that'll bring up a fourth down for the Patriots.
It's a nice pass. It was on the money. A little flat route by Marquise Albert out in the flat right there. Puts the ball right on the money, right off the fingertips. That was something that Curtis needed to come up with right there to try to convert on that 3rd and 7. Punting into the wind now, Ken.
Cody Scheck-Snyder, a very good punter, averages 40 yards a punt. But as you said, this is a pretty stiff wind. We're looking at about a 15-mile-an-hour wind. And a big rush. And a flag will have roughing the punter. So it won't matter much on what happens the other side. If it's roughing, it's a first down. If it's running into, it will not be a first down. So let's see if this is the 15 or 5-yard variety on the penalty. Our referee, Michael Vandervelde.
They're trying to make sure where the ball went out of bounds with down there, where it would be spotted. So they might decline this, Ken.
Defense, number 1. That penalty is declined. It's all the play. First down, Rummel.
Well, it was running into the kicker. It was not a personal foul. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be spotted down inside the 10-yard line. Of course, J.T. Curtis is going to want to take the field position right there and not want to punt it over again. He likes the results of where the punt went out of bounds at.
Yeah, he got excellent roll on that all the way back to the 8-yard line, and now we'll see Chase Fourcade. Young man coming in, a senior, as a starter, 23-5, 2 state championships under his belt, 12 touchdowns, throwing the football, passing for 1,205 yards. The nephew of former Saints and Ole Miss quarterback John Fourcade engineers a great football game. Rummel will run it on first down, and it's very hard to run against this big, gigantic John Curtis line, and that was Maurice Bailey, as he is just one of the players, along with Israel Tucker, that we're going to keep a close eye on. Israel Tucker was hurt. We have not seen him, but he comes into the game right now.
Well, he's been out for 2 weeks, Ken, with an ankle sprain, but he's back full go today. But he's going to share the ball with the other Raider running backs. He averages 4.6 yards a carry, and he's going to be a huge part of the Raider offense game plan today.
Devon Ben wears number 2. Israel Tucker wears number 2. Let's call it deuces or wild if you're a card gambler. And look at this deuce going wild right here. Israel Tucker on his first carry for a couple of weeks gets the first down. Wow, you want the big play from one of your big guys? Israel Tucker delivered.
Well, it's a little inside zone play right there. Got great movement up front by the offensive line. Opened up a huge hole, got everything stretched, and it allowed Israel Tucker to hit the ball vertically up the field and run it into the secondary.
19 yards on the game. Israel Tucker, 85 rushes, 390 yards, 5 TDs on the year, and comes in, gets 19 more on that big play. Fourcade will back up and work in the gun on first down. High snap, pulls it down, a little mix-up on the handoff. Kirill Jackson, and he'll just cover that ball and fight his way back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Take a look at the Curtis defensive key players for John Curtis, and we start with the guy who's leading in tackles. He is a bear from his linebacker spot, Nathaniel Evans.
Nathaniel Evans is the tackle leader for the John Curtis defense. He's going to have to play well today, in order to stop a very potent Rummel offense. Then on there you can also see number 57, Kevin Belton. He leads the Curtis defense in sacks. He's got 6 on the year.
Israel Tucker, who gives this team a lift, is back in at running back on second down and 10. Will Fourcade throw for the first time today? He will not. He will keep it in Tucker's hands on the ground, and Tucker fights his way up to the 35-yard line, a little bit short of the first down, bringing up third and 2 after the 8-yard gain.
Jay likes to stay in front of the sticks, as most running offenses do. It's going to bring up a short 3rd down and 3. This is right in the territory he wants to be in. When he looks down at his play sheet and makes that call, 3rd and 3 is a lot more manageable than 3rd and long. That's the reason why first down is a very important play for the Rummel offense today.
Maurice Bailey checks in for Israel Tucker at the running back slot. Kobe Brunet is wide to the left, and the very dangerous David Hensley is wide to the top of your screen. They will keep it on the down. Bailey has the first down. He has a whole lot more. He is in Curtis territory. They're just trying to block him and stop him and finally pull him down right at the edge of the red zone at the 21-yard line. A big run by Maurice Bailey, the 5'1", 170-pound senior who came into the game with 527 yards rushing, picks up 44 more on that gain.
Well, I'll tell you what, Curtis jumps into a 5-man front that time. They've been playing more of their 4-man front all season, but right there they jump back into their 5-man front. Rummel does a great job down blocking, get a great kick out, and a huge vertical hole right there for Bailey.
Had a huge game last week against Brother Martin with 279 yards rushing. Fourcade, 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. Israel Tucker back in as Jay Roth continues to shuffle running backs in the game, keeping fresh legs in there for every play, and that's just a game of 1.
Devon Savor comes from the backside, follows the pulling tackle across the formation, getting into the hip pocket, makes a nice play right there. You can see the pulling tackle, and there comes Devon Savor coming down the defensive line, making a nice play on the running back.
Now, Jay Roth told us we'd see all 3 running backs. Here comes Kirill Jackson into the game. This is the 7th play of the drive. All rushes so far. Fourcade has yet to put the ball in the air. Play action. He'll throw this time. Has a man caught. David Mosley hit immediately. And a good tackle by Garrett Wallow.
Tell you what, Garrett Wallow comes through and puts a great stick right there on the receiver. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. Little play action pass out in the flat. And here we go. Whack! Right there. Nice form tackle. That was very nicely done. Very fundamentally taken care of by Garrett Wallow right there.
We talked about deuces going wild with the two running backs. Well, aces are high because the two guys wearing number 1 defensively, Garrett Wallow, who you just saw make that stick, and Christian Fulton on the Rummel side, they are just as dangerous in what they can do to an offense as what the deuces can both do to a defense. Third down, 4. Fourcade from the gun, big rush, screen pass thrown behind Israel Tucker. He cannot get it, and that'll bring up a 4th down and a possible field goal situation because, again, you've got a 15-mile-an-hour wind behind you if you're Rummel.
Well, they break double-A gap blitzes right there. John Curtis brings both guys into the A gap. The A gaps are the two gaps that are to the right and the left of the center, then B, C on out. Two double-A gap blitzes forces Forte to have to throw the ball quickly, and they can't complete the pass, brings up the field goal.
Alex Bollinger in for a 32-yard field goal with the wind behind him. It is going to be a low line drive kick, and he hooked it left. No good. He hooked it left. He missed on the 32-yard field goal, and with that, we will take a break. John Curtis will have the football when we come back. No score in this big game between Rummel and Curtis.
Hello, I'm Brad Calloway, Executive Vice President.
Will have the football. Great crowd on hand for this big Catholic League championship contest here at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10. They went 1-2-3 punt on the first series. They did something we rarely see them do. Throw a pass. It was incomplete. Matter of fact, passing numbers on quarterback Brock Hebert, 15 of 38. Little over 200 yards. And Curtis will keep it on the ground. Again, Devon Ben for a few on the left side. Let's talk about keys to a victory here. Really, these two teams are very much alike, so you would expect the keys to be close to the same too, wouldn't you?
Bottom line is they're going to have to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and here's the big one. You can't turn the ball over. You can't turn the ball, put it on the ground, put it in an interception situation. They got to make sure that they possess the ball and take care of the ball.
Interesting. I want to talk kicking game with you and special teams in just a moment for two teams that are so evenly matched. Here's a give on that right side dive off the veer. Won't be a whole lot as they're trying to go over and behind that very experienced live, but Devon Ben, not much there. Both of these offensive lines are senior laden. 5 seniors start for both offenses.
Right there, you get a good look at the inside veer dive. Curtis traditionally has been a triple option offense or a veer option offense that is triple option led. You got the dive, you got the quarterback keep, you've got the pitch. So Rummel, Archbishop Rummel, defensively is going to have to make sure that they take the 3 options away, and you always hear those words, assignment football's got to be played.
3rd down 5, and they'll go wide. Chevalier looking for Rum. He's caught in the backfield, dropped at the 21-yard line. He'll lose 4 yards on that play, and that'll bring up another 4th down for Curtis.
Little sweep right there by John Curtis. They've added this in the past couple of years. You can see the lead sweep, and the first guy getting there, chasing him down, is Shaid Reese, 6', 205-pound junior, who's the second leading tackler on this Rummel defense.
So in comes Cody Scheck-Snyder again, the senior punter, punting against the wind. But even with a good punt, Rummel If they can field it and return a little bit, we'll have excellent field position. A little bit of a rush. Fair catch called for and made at the 44-yard line. So with that, we'll take a break. Rummel will have the ball after the 35-yard punt. Still no score in this big game. Good field position for the Rummel Raiders to start this drive. They started the first offensive possession at their own 8. Now they're at their own 44. Fourcade backs up into the gun. He'll hand it off. Israel Tucker fighting his way for a few yards over the right side, across the 45 up to the 46-yard line, a gain of 2.
Running the inside zone right there to Israel Tucker. Coming across the formation to get the end that's coming down the line of scrimmage is Todd Weller, who's today playing with a sprained ankle. From what I understand, he said, tape it up, coach. I'm playing. I am not missing this game.
Not this game.
Not this game.
Wheel me out in a chair if you have to, but I'm not missing this game, Coach. Put me in.
That's just the nature of the competitiveness of all the kids on the field today playing this great, outstanding high school sport.
Second down, 8. High snap to Fourcade. He'll pull it down, and look at him make something out of nothing. Fourcade breaks a tackle and another, and he's all the way down inside the 25-yard line of the John Curtis Patriots. What looked like it might be a play where Fourcade on a busted play had to save the football and would be thrown for a loss. He picks up 32.
Well, that's a senior making a play out of a mistake right there. Understanding that he gets his hands on the ball, he's going to try to look for some sort of hole, some sort of room to go, and he just pops it up in there and takes it all the way down to the 24-yard line. That's a senior for you, 55 rushes, 382 yards, and 5 touchdowns on the season.
Let's see if the Rummel Raiders, with a new set of downs at the 23-yard line, might throw it. They won't. They'll keep it on the ground, give it to Israel Tucker, and Tucker fights his way forward and hits a wall and gets pushed back. But he is inside the red zone at the 19-yard line, and it'll be second down and 6.
Jonathan Carrillo right there, outstanding defensive lineman for the John Curtis Patriots, does a nice job plugging up the inside zone along with Devin Sabware. The bottom line is it's got to be one up front, and so far Rummel has been doing a nice job right there as far as dominating the line of scrimmage. You can see the rushing yards right there, 110 to 5 yards.
Normally when you look at 5 yards for Curtis, that's their passing yard amount, but today it is rushing. Spinning into the line, Maurice Bailey hits a wall and is pushed back. I mean, there was just nowhere to go. That just looked like a dam had burst and the floodwaters were coming in. That'll bring up now an interesting third down call. Third and a little bit more than 5.
That was a power O play. That's one of the Rummel's patented offensive calls where they're going to double down at the point of attack, kick out with the fullback, and bring the backside guard around up into the hole. Nowhere to go. Stiff. John Curtis defense does a nice job shutting that down.
Rummel's had 2 third down conversions. They have converted one of those. Fourcade to throw. Fourcade, it's picked. Oh, almost picked off and then dropped. What a play by Brandon Davis, who almost had it and would have been going down the sidelines for 6.
Ken, you wouldn't even caught him. I'll tell you what, with your speed, he'd have ran away from you. Look at this, right there in his hands. I bet you he wants that one back. That would have sold a disc, a videotape right there of the game. That would have sold it. His parents would have been buying one of those.
Well, no field goal unit onto the field this time. They missed a 32-yarder last time, which was hooked left. The wind, by the way, blowing to the left. So on 4th down, And about 5.5 to 6. Rummel will go for it. Fourcade. Pocket collapses. He throws complete. They've got the first down on a good catch by Colby Brunet. And he is inside the 10-yard line to the 9. First and goal now for the Rummel Raiders after the 9-yard pickup. That's pressure on fourth down.
I'll tell you what was real impressive. Watch Chase Fourcade right here. Sidestep in the pocket, hang in there against the blitz, and delivers the ball out there to Brunet on the boundary to pick up a big first down. That's a senior quarterback operating right there in the pocket.
Clutch performance on a must-needed down for the Rummel Raiders. So now they have first and goal at the 9. We are almost finished, 1 quarter of play. The ball not going up in the air very much. The clock not being stopped very much. We're in the final minute. Here is the give to Kirill Jackson. He spins into the line and fights hard for a yard or 2. Let's see where they mark it. They'll give it to him at the 8-yard line, a pickup of 1.
Teron Sherry right there from his linebacker position fills the hole on the power O, and here we go. Whack! Boom. Great hit right there. Single tackle right there on a very good running back. I like the way that linebacker steps up and fills the hole.
Boy, big play by Teron Cherry, number 61. You're looking at him there. 8th play of the drive on second down and goal. Fourcade from the gun, nobody protecting back there. Fourcade will keep up the middle. Quarterback draw. He'll take it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown. 8-yard run by Chase Fourcade.
I tell you what, he takes the ball off of the speed sweep, decides to pull it down off the read of the defensive end, and it opens up inside. Nice job by the offensive line of Archbishop Rummel. Gives him a crease, and Rummel is in the end zone to take the first score of the game.
What's more amazing about the first quarter stats with 5 seconds to play in the quarter as Alex Bollinger gets set to kick the extra point, and he does, is that the time of possession will be so heavily in favor of the Rummel Raiders. Dr. Tony Melito of Winning Actions stresses the importance of developing the total athlete, both physically and mentally, to compete at the highest level, both on the field and in life. Call Winning Actions today to learn more about mental training techniques to improve your son or daughter's performance.
Got to always give Tony Melito a plug. He does a great job, not only in the classroom as a teacher, but he's a great job working with these young men. You can see the touchdown right there. You saw he disconnected the speed sweep from the receiver and hit it right up inside into a crease and took it into the end zone for the Rummel first score of this game. Tell you what, great job by the offensive line right there. They do a nice job walling everything off, giving Chase Fourcade that crease.
All right, Rummel on time of possession again. 2 offensive possessions for John Curtis have gone 1-2-3 punt. And this was an 8-play, 56-yard drive. And the first series approached 10 plays, a missed field goal by the Rummel Raiders, but they do have a 7-0 lead. And they will send the ball deep. It'll go over the head of Devon Ben, break the plane of the goal, come out to the 20-yard line, and we will have one final play in this first quarter.
Tell you what, this quarter has gone by fast. Let's figure it out. It's real simple. Running the football, not throwing the football. The clock's not stopping. That is the MO of both of these teams. They want to run the football. They want to play that power running game right up front. That's why key to the game, control the offensive line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively for both teams.
Brock Hebert getting the final instructions for this play from Coach J.T. Curtis, who also runs the offense. And John Curtis has to get some type of a sustained drive going and get some points on the board. With 5 seconds to play in the quarter, there is no go. Chevalier bottled up and no gain. That is the end of one. After one, the crowd watching a thriller. 7-0 Rummel.
Hello, I'm Ed Marshall, Senior Vice
Another look at the only score of this football game. Chase Fourcade from 8 yards out, and what made that possible was Chase Fourcade saving a busted play into a long gain, which put the ball into scoring position. We start the second quarter. Brock Hebert with a roll to the right and a throw way over the head of the intended receiver, Travis O'Connor, and he's got that wind behind him. I don't know how much of an effect that played on that pass, but again, you've got about a 15-mile-an-hour wind.
Well, it's a curl-flat combination out there. You had Travis O'Connor breaking his curl route off at about 15 yards. Wind, I think, just floated the ball over his head.
Time of possession, first quarter. Rummel, 8 minutes. John Curtis, 4 minutes. Rummel, 119 yards. 119 yards rushing, 14 passing, 133 total. Curtis, 5 yards rushing, none passing, and that was their total, 5 yards. So they've got to get something moving here as some rain starts to fall, I believe, here at the stadium. They will try the right side, and Rummel just absolutely stacks up that side of the line, piles them up. There's nowhere to go, and
little tangle up right there. Got some feet all tangled up right there. You're going to see a counterplay right there. Counterplay to Devon Ben right there coming back to his right side. Everything stacked up. Nowhere to go. Of course, you see number 7, Briston Guidry in there. You see number 9, Derek Munson, the tackle leader for the Rummel defense with over 100 tackles so far this season, right there to stack things up and bring up 4th down.
And watch what happens there. You've got another 1-2-3 punt, third straight as the rain is coming down hard here at Yenny Stadium. Now the good thing is Scheck-Snyder has this 15 to 20 mile an hour wind behind his back, so he can really get one out. He's got a strong leg, and he sends it over the head of Denove. This one is rolling back to the 10, to the 5. Can Curtis stop it from breaking the plane to the end zone? No, it gets into the end zone, and it will be a touchback. A 77-yard punt when Curtis needed to get Rummel way back. They got it. So with that, we'll take a break. The rain really coming down here at Yenny. Back right after this.
I work hard on the football field.
To try to beat most of the rain. This rain that we're having here, while it's a pretty good rain, is nothing like what's expected later this afternoon. We're talking Noah's Ark deluge later this afternoon.
Right. I think it was an outstanding decision. I mean, people are going to come out and see this game in this city no matter what because of its implications.
So Rummel has it at their own 20. They will keep the ball on the ground on first down. Israel Tucker looking for Rummel the right side. And room has been hard to get unless Rummel has been able to bust a few big plays. And they have found some success. A gain of 1 to the 21-yard line. Second down 9.
Nathaniel Evans, the tackle leader for the Curtis defense, is really impressive. I tell you what, he stepped right up and shut that down real fast. He's a fine, outstanding linebacker. 62 tackles on the year. He's the tackle leader, as I said.
Fourcade will work under center. And the rain, as quickly as it came down, stops. Fumble of the football, and Curtis jumps on it. They have the football. The John Curtis Patriots, Nathaniel Evans with the recovery.
Just talking about Nathaniel Evans. Johnny on the spot right there. Ball goes on the ground. Chase Fourcade couldn't handle possibly a wet ball coming off that turf, goes on the ground, and there you go. Nathaniel Evans sets John Curtis up at the 22-yard line, best field position so far for the Curtis offense. Now the look at it right here, right out of his hands. Looked like the ball didn't get there. Looks like maybe the ball just glanced off of Chase Forcade's hands, bounces onto the ground, and there you go. Nathaniel Evans comes up with the first big play for John Curtis.
It was a situation where it had just stopped raining for a little bit. Then there'll be some misting and drizzling continuing throughout the day. But again, good field position for Brock Hebert and company, but they can find no go as Chevalier is tossed back very quickly. He may have lost a yard on that play. Rummel and John Curtis fans, the Mellow Mushroom will donate 10% of your order to your school's athletics department today. Stop by the Metairie or the Covington locations, tell your server, and give back to your school with the best pizza in town. Don't forget, stay mellow with the Mellow Mushroom. Bet you a lot of people at the Mellow Mushroom right now watching this game who couldn't get out here, who had to work today. Second down. 9. Here's the toss. It looked errant, but Devon Ben pulls it down, goes around the left end, and gets some positive yardage.
There's
It'll
your triple
third
option.
Down and short, though.
Right, there's your triple option right there, Ken. They set that up by running outside veer on the first play of their series. There's the inside veer fake, and then he pitches the ball out on the triple threat of the option right there. Rummel does a nice job coming up from the secondary, making the tackle.
Rummel has done just a great job of bottling up the running game, all the lanes of Curtis, who now faces third down and 5, and the Rummel coaches up in the booth are screaming for a timeout, and they will get it. Timeout, Rummel.
Well, I think what happened right there, they were lined up wrong to a double tight formation, and quickly they call timeout to make sure that they're going to get lined up right. Don't want to make a mistake down inside the 20-yard line.
We'll take the timeout, too. Curtis driving. Back in a moment. Rummel leading. JT Curtis, he knows he's got to get this offense moving. They need 5 for a first down to move the chains. Unfortunately, the Curtis offense longest gain of the day was the last play by Devon Ben, and it was 4 yards. They need 5 to move the chains. JT trying to fire up that team.
Well, he's also trying to fire up the official. He's having a word with the official right there to try to get some things straightened out.
Here's the give to Chevalier. Hit at the line of scrimmage, tripped up and had nowhere to go after that. Was trying to maintain balance, but he finally went down, knees hit down, and now we've got a 4th down for the John Curtis Patriots.
John Curtis goes unbalanced to their left right here, and they run outside veer. Let me explain what outside veer is. It's off the crease of the outside leg of the tackle. They're going to block down with the tight end, try to create a crease, put your defensive end in a compromising situation, either give the ball or pull the ball. It's a one-read option right there that could turn into a triple read option.
Josh Hartley, the short field goal and extra point kicker, is in. He is 3 of 5 on the year. He's got the wind behind him. It's a crosswind. It's a 33-yard attempt. And it's blocked. It's blocked. It's blocked. And Rummel falls on the football at the 30-yard line.
I believe that was Kristen Fulton that came off of the John Curtis right edge that came in and blocked the field goal. He also blocked the PAT last week
Yes, he did.
against Brother Martin. There's a good look
There
at
it
it
is,
right there,
Kristen
and there was the
Fulton.
block. Kristen Fulton coming right off that edge. Nice bang for the drop down. Another big play by the Rummel defense.
Now you know why he is so highly recruited. LSU, Florida, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Texas, Miami. Those are some of his favorites in the recruiting process. Everybody else has got him on the list too. So now Rummel has the football at their own 29-yard line. Fourcade works out of the gun, and he will hand the ball to Hensley. Hensley breaks one tackle, can't get by the second, but drags the tackler with him all the way to the 40-yard line and will move the chains for a first down after the 11-yard gain.
David Hensley is an outstanding athlete. You can see him get the ball right here on the speed sweep. Makes a nice cut, gets vertical up the field. You know, to date, he's got 26 catches. Right there, they're putting the ball in his hands on the run. They know he is an electrifying athlete. They're going to get the ball in his hands somehow, whether they're going to hand it off or obviously pass the ball out to him.
Dangerous player, and they use him in so many different ways. Right now, he is split wide to the top of your screen, and Fourcade's working under center. Keep it on the ground, nowhere to go. Again, that's just running into a brick wall. And my goodness, you take a look and you look at Devin Savoir, the big defensive lineman being recruited by New Mexico State.
Watch number 57 right here and 59 right here. Come down the line of scrimmage. Jonathan Carrillo as well as Kevin Milton. All he does is follow the tackle on the power O on the down block right there, and he bangs everything up in the backfield for the Curtis defense. Nice defensive line play right there.
Israel Tucker back in the game at running back, and Hensley will go to the top of your screen. Fourcade will work from the gun. Little play action. Fourcade, lots of room to scramble if he wants to run it. He will, cutting inside and loses the football. Another big scramble for it. It's a greasy pig contest down there, and Curtis comes up with it again. Well, Curtis trying for the strip and the tackle, and they made it happen.
Chase Fourcade trying to make something happen. Scrambling out of the pocket to his left, gets out in the open field, coming up and causing the fumble. The Curtis defender and just strips it out of his hands, and it's recovered by Theodore Stamps, the cornerback. Here's the strip right there by Garrett Wallow, stripping the ball out. Mad scramble after the ball, and then Theodore Stamps comes up with it. Second turnover. I think one of our keys was no turnovers, right?
You took the words out of my mouth. I was about to bring that up, and Rummel has turned it over twice. Curtis 3 times has started in Rummel territory at the 47-22 and now at the 37, but they have gotten no points out of it. Devon Finn looking for Rum, and he can't make something happen where there just isn't anything to have happen. But he does get it to the 34-yard line.
Christian Fulton comes flying out of the secondary, coming downstairs to make a great tackle right here. It's a good look at our fumble. And, yeah, I mean, we're going to be able to see this right here. Could his knee have been down?
No.
Ooh, doesn't look like it. Very close, but the ball was stripped right there. A huge turnover for John Curtis. They've got to take advantage of this now.
Of course, there is no replay in high school football, but we get to take a look at it, and that was a good call by Michael Vandevelde, the official, and his officiating crew, the referee and his officiating crew. Curtis finally gets something happening. Look at Devon Finn off the left side. Devon Finn all the way for the touchdown, 34 yards, and the score.
Tell you what, nice play right there. It was a power play by John Curtis off their left side. Their wide receiver comes down and crack blocks on Christian Fulton, who was lined up that time at free safety. They get the crack block on Christian Fulton. The corner cannot recover to set the edge. Then bounces down the sideline and into the end zone for 6 points and a possible tie to this football game.
That is the first down of this game for John Curtis, and it comes with 6:37 to play in the first half. So now Hartley in to attempt the point after the gate swings back to the middle of the field. Placed down, kicked up, and we have a tie ball game, 7-7. Another look at this Devon Finn 34-yard run for 6. Presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905 with locations downtown in Metairie and in Mandeville. The year marks the 40th anniversary of John Curtis' first football state championship. The Patriots defeated Notre Dame at Tad Gormley Stadium to claim the first of what has now become 26 state football titles, the most in Louisiana history. That 1975 team is not only holding a reunion today, but they are becoming the first inductees into the John Curtis Hall of Fame. What a year that was.
Great look, and a great group of guys right there. That was exciting for that school in 1975.
Good look at them, enjoying the game. 4 sets of brothers, including a set of twins on that team. With a strong wind behind him, they will send it back for the return. And that's Hensley fighting his way back to the 20-yard line. Determined run and determined tackle after the 16-yard return.
Great coverage right there by John Curtis kicking unit down to the 10-yard line to stack Hensley up right there at the 20.
Tyler Blanco with the tackle, and the Raiders will have it. The touchdown run of 34 yards. Before that, the total offense for John Curtis, 14 yards before that 34-yard touchdown run by Devon Ben.
Well, it was set up off a turnover. Second turnover for the Rummel offense on the day. Gave him good field position, and Curtis capitalizes.
Chase Forcade working under center. Raiders will keep it on the ground. Straight ahead run by Israel Tucker, and
tough sled right there on the power over by the Rummel offense. Get the down block, get the kick out block. John Curtis' defense steps up and does a nice job to hold him to just a gain of 3.
Yeah, a hard 3 yards earned by Tucker, who stays in the game at running back alongside quarterback Chase Forcade on 2nd down 7. Forcade has 3 wideouts to the right side, but he will run the ball again with Israel Tucker being tackled short of the first down, and a good tackle by Kevin Milton to save the first down.
First down is so important today for offenses, Ken. You hear it on Saturdays, you hear it, and we're on Saturday today, but if out of the college ranks, out of the pro ranks, it's not any longer really judged by third down conversions. It's judged by, are you in a situation to be in a manageable third down? What is it you do on first down?
No, this is 3rd down and 3. Okay, gives the ball away. Real Jackson won't get there. Hit, driven back. He had built up a little bit of a head of steam, but couldn't do it, and the hit comes from Tariq Pierce.
It's going to come up about 4th and a yard short on the inside zone give right there. Great tackle right there on the stop. Tariq Pierce, nice play. Is going to force Rummel to punt into the stiff breeze.
Rummel, 1 of 4 on 3rd down conversions. They didn't help themselves there, bringing up 4th down and 1.
Tell you what, Jay's telling Chase Forcade right there is off the read, rip the ball out and go ahead and run the football.
Larry Major with a little bit of a high snap, but no rush, and he gets this one into the wind, and it just balloons up there. And it'll come down, and he gets a lot of yardage on Rummel rolls, and this one will give him about 7 more down to the 29-yard line for a 42-yard punt, but 5 yards or 7 yards better than his punting average. Athletes are constantly searching for a physical edge in sports, but what about the mental edge? At Winning Actions, Dr. Tony Melito teaches athletes how to focus, control negative thinking, and perform under pressure. Call Winning Actions today to boost your son or daughter's confidence in sports, school, and life.
That was a nice punt into the wind right there. Rummel just letting the ball milk and roll and roll and roll, and Curtis is going to start the ball on their next drive right here just shy of the 30-yard line.
We are all tied up, and what's amazing is Curtis has done this with generating very little offense. Hebert on the keeper, and he is up to about the 32-yard line, so that'll be a gain of 3.
He pulls the ball on the inside veer right there and keeps the ball. You can see Brock Hebert with his rushes and his yards. He's got 6 TDs on the year. Not really a thrower, as we've said, even though they've thrown a couple times today already. but he is a guy that's going to operate the veer offense and the power offense of John Curtis to the T.
And what they like about Brock Hebert is that he makes good decisions on getting the ball into the hands of the right people in the decision-making power, even though this time there's just nowhere to go as he hands that ball off. Again, running between all the runners here, and that was Chevalier on the carry, running behind very senior-laden offensive lines. Both teams start 5 seniors on their offensive line. Talking to Willie Allen during the week, Willie said, hey, our offensive line, we've been together since 8th grade.
Right, and that's important. These guys play together coming up in elementary school in the John Curtis system, and of course they take it right on into the high school level. And that's very important. That establishes camaraderie and everybody knows what's going on, especially with Jacob Heath making those offensive line calls.
John Curtis has not converted a 3rd down in 4 attempts. And this one's blown dead. We have procedure. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult. Now instead of 3rd and 4,
dead ball.
You're looking at 3rd and 9.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Got to stay away from those situations. The delay of game penalties, things of that nature, those are things that both head coaches from both teams want to stay away from. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and really not a manageable 3rd down for the John Curtis offense.
Not for a team who does not throw the ball very much. Again, they run 88 to 90% of the time. They throw 10% of the time, including the passes in this game. You're looking at about 42 passes on the season. And here it looked like he was going to drop back to throw. Instead, he gives to Devon Ben. Ben somehow stays alive, stays on his feet. And how about the extra effort by Devon Ben? My goodness, to fight his way to the 40-yard line. The 5'10", 190-pound senior.
You can see Devon Ben on the draw play right here. You see the draw action. He gets right there. And he's laying on top of the tackler. He never goes down, gets up, continues to keep his feet moving, and a second effort picks up the 1st down.
Brock Hebert on a keeper on that 1st down, tries the right side, no gain, maybe a half yard.
Running the inside veer again, he decides to keep the ball around the right side, and nowhere to go, right there to make the play, 87, Dante Payne for the Rummel defense.
Boy, for years, people said John Curtis, playing in either 2A or 3A or lower classifications, ought to be playing in 5A. And here they are in 5A, and they're still winning, and they're still a potent program and team. Fourcade in trouble. Pardon me, Brock Hebert in trouble. And Hebert goes down under a big rush. That time, Samuel Servat was there and had help.
Also with Servat was Payne. Nobody decided to block the right side of the Rummel offensive line, and here comes an untouched Payne, cleaning it up, a Servat. Not very good protection right there, and you can tell that the John Curtis offensive line isn't really used to doing a lot of pass protection.
Now, the thought it popped into my mind, and we'll talk about this just a little bit later on. We're using the names Hebert and Fourcade, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on because there's so many storylines included with that. A little bit more to come on that later. Here's 3rd down, and Curtis needed to move the chains, and that just went nowhere. Rummel waiting for that one all the way, and you give it to your excellent running back in Devon Ben, but he just ran into a wall, again, running behind a senior-laden line. Well, we talked about Hebert and Fourcade, and yes, sirree, way back, 1977. Here's John Fourcade, at that time, running the football against the Bobby Hebert quarterback. Here's Bobby Hebert, former Atlanta Saints quarterback at Northwestern State also, and Bobby Hebert playing South Lafourche, and they run out there and score, and now the play of the game as John Fourcade's trying to bring Archbishop Shaw back, and did he cross the line of scrimmage when he throws the pass? Is it an illegal forward pass? Well, he was on the line. Part of him was across of it. Part of him was behind it. The officials talk about it, call it an illegal forward pass, and 27-23, Bobby Hebert in South Lafourche holds on to win the game. This Brock Hebert, a distant cousin of Bobby Hebert, and of course, according to Bobby, and Chase Fourcade. Of course, a lot of Heberts are related to Bobby, according to Bobby. Chase Fourcade, of course, the nephew of former Saints quarterback, former Ole Miss quarterback, John Fourcade. All right, look at this little trick play. They've got to put some other people on the other side of center before they can snap the football. 4th down, 3. Sheck Snyder almost blocked, and he gets run into again. No flag, goes down. And this one picked up by Nove, and he is hit right at the 20-yard line. No flag down.
Well, the reason why flag didn't come down, Ken, was he got a piece of the ball right there off the rush off the right edge. John Curtis comes out, tries to run a little shift on their punt formation. You can see an edge right there coming, tipping the ball right there, getting a piece of the ball. Number 28, Shaid Reese, getting a piece of that, so it nullifies any type of running into or personal foul of roughing the kicker, and the ball gets out and away. We didn't get to see it right there, but Curtis comes out in their punch formation. This might be a tale of things to come. They come out and try a little fake formation, trick formation into that punt set up right there. Maybe we'll see that later in the game.
47-yard punting average for Sheck Snyder for the John Curtis Patriots, as the first play kept on the ground into the left side run for Maurice Bailey. And again, we talk about in a close game where turnovers and special teams can make the difference. 2 fumbles by Rummel, but good special teams play so far by John Curtis.
Well, like I said, right there on that punt, Curtis comes out, tries to run a little shift in formation on the punt game. I'm telling you, it could be a tale of things to come. Special teams going to play a big part the rest of this afternoon.
Brett Achette comes in and signals in a play to Fourcade, and Fourcade goes right back to Achette, and he is caught. Garrett Wallow drags him down and then gets some help along the way.
Garrett Wallow, great play right there, holding off the blocker from Rummel on the wide receiver bubble screen, and makes a great play and shoves him out of bounds. Curtis is going to call timeout to try to save some clock time here. Here it is, the wide receiver bubble screen. Here's Wallow playing off the block of the offensive receiver. Great play right there, shoving him out of bounds.
Played off the block of Brunet. Wallow, 6'2", 200 pounds, a junior, and just making it look good right there. You've got 23 seconds left in the half, and John Curtis wants the football back. There's 3rd down, or Rummel is facing 3rd down and 9. Good look right here at the Patriots.
Well, they call timeout, Ken, to make sure that they are going to be able to save some time, hopefully get the ball back and take a shot at the end zone.
The first NBC Bank Prep Showcase closes out the regular season next week with a battle for the District 9 3A title between Lutcher and De La Salle. Watch it live Friday night at SportsNOLA.com and catch the tape delay broadcast on WHNO next Saturday at noon. That's Lutcher and De La Salle next week on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. How big is that game coming up for De La Salle and Lutcher? It's going to be the battle for the championship of the district.
It'll be the district championship of District 9 3A. That's going to be an awesome game.
Another fun game. 3rd down, 9. 23 seconds to play in the half. Fourcade wants to keep, looking for room, nowhere to go. Spinning around, drilled down before he can get to the 25-yard line. And let's see if Rummel can quickly stop the clock. Curtis can quickly stop the clock. They do with 17 seconds left in the first half. And Fourcade was looking for room, and boy, I'll tell you, Curtis's defense just clogged up that middle.
Well, it was a counter tray play that Rummel runs, but it was quarterback counter tray right there. And I tell you what, great job by the Curtis defense, squeezing the down blocks, making the play bounce, and the rest of the pursuit catches up to Chase Fourcade.
If you're interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep at sportsnola.com, or call our offices at WHNO at 504-681-0120. During normal business hours, you'll receive a reply with more information on how to purchase a DVD of today's game. Have a look at the 1975 team, the first of 26 state championship teams at John Curtis. They will be honored at halftime today. And those guys were fired up. You know, we were talking, speaking of old-timers being here, Easton Roth, former coach before Jay. And we'll talk about that in just a little while. He had an interesting take on today's game. Also, Larry Major to punt it away on 4th down. Punting into that 15-mile-an-hour wind. High snap. Big rush coming. He just gets it off. Balloons it up, and the wind takes it back, and Christian Fulton jumps high in the air to make sure it doesn't get too much of a John Curtis roll. 9 seconds. Curtis will have at least one, maybe two plays after what is only a 14-yard punt because he ballooned it so high into that 15 to 20-mile-an-hour wind.
It started first with John Curtis putting a lot of pressure on the punt, trying to get a little block right there. Forced not a very good punt by the Rummel punter, Larry Major, and then it gets a John Curtis bounce. It sets Curtis up with great field position right there at the 39-yard line, and with one timeout and 9 seconds left on the clock, we're going to see now.
They might have to throw it here.
Well, possibly so.
Look, Curtis has started in Rummel territory on 5 of their 6 possessions of this half. They've started at the 47, the 22, the 37, the 29, and the 39. They've gotten 7 points out of it. It's been hard going. Good look at Jay Roth.
Well, the Rummel defense has risen to the occasion. One of the things I've noticed in all the series by the Rummel defense here in the first half so far is Christian Fulton, their really good corner, has been playing free safety for them. And I can understand why. They want a really great athlete running downhill into the alley versus the veer triple option, and that's been something. They've taken their normal free safety, number 5, and moved him out to corner, Aaron Brule, and they've taken Christian Fulton. They're playing him at free safety right in the middle of the field.
Leggett and Eli Brown are deep. The toss is going to Tyrone Leggett. Leggett has it. He's tackled, stays in bounds. He cannot get out of bounds, and timeout call. They stop the clock with 2 seconds. That is Tyrone Leggett. His dad played with the New Orleans Saints.
Why does Leggett catch the ball here and turn into the field? Watch. The wrong way.
Wrong way. Got to go out of bounds there.
Got to go out of bounds. Got to go straight out of bounds.
That's a sophomore. Maybe he did get out of bounds at the end. He looked like he was in bounds, and his momentum took him out. They had to call a timeout.
They had to call a timeout. He did not get out of bounds. He should have immediately caught the ball and sprinted out of bounds instead of turning into the field, try to elude the defensive back. That's a rookie mistake. I'm sure he'll get told that in the film session tomorrow. Get out of bounds. We save our timeout.
Well, remember, they had the timeout, too, and there's no use wasting it. But had he run in the middle of the field a few more steps and then time runs out and you don't get the extra play. That's the most important reason why he needed to come to the sideline, because if he goes back to the middle of the field and he can't break it for a score, the clock's going to run out. And if he gets tackled, then Curtis doesn't get the final chance.
He's got to catch the ball, get out of the bounds.
Yes.
He's not going to be able to put a move in this situation on the defender. All it's going to do is waste seconds, but puts 2 seconds back onto the clock, and it's 2nd and 4, but the second down doesn't really matter here. All timeouts, none, exhausted by John Curtis.
Leggett will actually come wide to the left on this side, and you'll have 3 wideouts in a Hail Mary type situation. Up on the right side, including Devon Bin is up there. We've got a different quarterback in the game to throw this one long, and he'll overthrow everybody with the wind, and it may have been intercepted by Aaron Brule in the end zone on the final play of the game. And for John Curtis, they threw in Donnell Jones, the big 6'2 quarterback, in to throw that final pass. So we are at halftime, tied just like we started this game, 7-7. We started this game tied about an hour ago, and guess what? At halftime, we are still tied with each team scoring one time. It's 7-7, the Rummel Raiders at the John Curtis Patriots. Let's go downstairs to Katie Morris with a very special guest.
Thank you, Ken. I'm here with Dr. Suri of the Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute. We're trying to stay dry. Looks like we have a little bit of no rain to cover this interview, but how are you doing?
It's great. We're staying dry so far, so we'll see how it goes for the rest of the day, but it looks dicey out here.
Well, hopefully, I worked hard on my hair and makeup, so I'm trying to stay dry and huddled under the stadium. But what is your involvement with the Sports Medicine Institute and specifically with John Curtis?
So John Curtis have been taking care of these guys for the last year, and this is the second year taking care of them, and basically taking care of the kids and the athletes and the coaches and lots of the family members too, with injuries of all types, basically shoulders, knees, hips, elbow, baseball player elbows, those kinds of things, and it really goes. It's more than concussions as well. It's more than just a day-to-day thing. It's before the game. It's after the game. It's involvement with coughs, colds, and we'll refer those people out, those patients out to the appropriate guys to get their expertise and opinions on those problems, so that we can get these kids and athletes back in the field safely, but as quickly as they want to be and can go back to the field.
And we know that the kids really are just worried about playing, but what do parents need to know about sports injury prevention?
Well, that's a big topic, and it's a hot topic lately, and the main thing that we can do to teach our kids is, number one, I think sports specialization at a young age is a common thing now, and I think that's maybe counterproductive in some ways, Katie, because we got to get these kids doing different sports, cross train, and that really affects muscle development in different ways, especially in the hip core area, which can help prevent injuries of different lower extremity types, for example, hamstrings, ACLs, and those kinds of things. And the important thing for cross-training also is that they get to build their skills in different levels, which may help them in both sports as well. For example, we know that spatial awareness can be helpful. For example, with soccer, tracking the ball in space is really helpful for kids, and that can help them on the football field too, for example, for a receiver, for a cornerback. So different skills also get improved with cross-training as well, in addition to the physical muscle strength as well.
And what are the most common injuries that you see with young athletes?
Probably most common would be like on the football field, for example, ankle sprains are common, knee injuries are very common, of course. Lower extremity injuries in the football field are quite common. AC, shoulder separations are common too. Those are the non-surgical things that are common, but unfortunately we do see a lot of surgical problems such as ACL injuries, and we try to teach the kids to prevent, as we talked about, to prevent and do exercises to prevent and build those prevention exercises into their training regimen to help them not get injured.
And so how would we contact you, and where are you located?
We're at 1201 South Clearview, and the office phone is 736-4800, and we have a Saturday clinic, so we see all the kids basically from all over the place.
Thank you very much, and we're going to toss to break. Stick around for the second half of this Halloween matchup.
Hello, I'm
Welcome back to Yenny Stadium, where John Curtis and Archbishop Rummel are tied at halftime, 7-7. Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to sit down with the man who took over the John Curtis football program in 1969 and the entire school 10 years ago, J.T. Curtis.
And Coach, we're sitting in front of a beautiful trophy display case, one of the brand new improvements at John Curtis School. Tell us about this and also about the other improvements that are happening here at John Curtis.
Well, you know, we spent the last 5 years on our big major fundraiser, which is a big auction, and it's just tremendous. And the parents put a lot of effort into it on technology, and really with smart boards and new computers and all that kind of business, and it upgraded for the kids. And then this year we kind of got to a point where we said, well, what do we need? And we were pretty much up to date. And I asked if it would be possible that we could maybe do some renovation, and we hadn't really done any major work in the last 4 or 5 years, and we said, well, yeah, let's go ahead. So it started out, Ken, about this big, and the next thing I knew, it was this big. But
wow.
It was certainly something that we needed to do. This is just one of the additions. We've redone all of the interior of the school, and it's really been a pleasure to be able to do that for our kids. It's made a difference in how they feel and just the entire environment.
Well, that's just one of the new things here at John Curtis. Another thing new is this year you have made the decision to move up to 5A. Mm-hmm. Now, you've been faced with that opportunity to make that decision in the past. What influenced J.T. Curtis to play 5A this year in 2015?
Well, as you know, back before 2002, you were allowed to play up into different classifications, and we had played in the 4A classification, which was a very competitive one, one that was as good as any in the state, and certainly one that we enjoyed playing in. And then they passed the rule that you had to play in your own class, and that created, in my opinion, a lot of the turmoil that we are suffering through today, and hopefully are going to be able to work past. But then they decided to allow you to play up and still keep your other sports in their divisions. And so we were able to keep some of the other sports in their divisions, which is different than the 5A classification. Our girls' basketball team, our baseball team, our track team, and our basketball team will all be in the 5A division, 5A classification. And we've played against most of these teams anyway. And we're hoping that will help bring some of the state back together, and that we can unify ourselves again as a state in order to be able to have competitive championships.
Well, not only did you make the decision, but Evangel also made the decision to move up to 5A. Correct. With both of you moving up to 5A, are we a little closer to seeing the select and the non-select schools both playing for that unified championship again?
Well, we hope so. We certainly hope so.
And how would that happen?
Eddie Bonine has done a good job of putting a task force together that we've met now for the third time. People have thrown out their ideas. He's put his two cents in, which have had some awfully good points that he's made. So we're hoping to come up with a proposal through these meetings, through Mr. Bonine, that are going to be compatible to everybody, that'll serve the need for our state and maybe set a pattern for the rest of the country. Similar to the urban-rural proposal that was made, but with some modifications in it. And then we made a proposal through Bill Curl, who gave me the idea about selecting the teams in a PowerPoint system, 1 through 295, and then take the top 160, put those teams in the playoffs in the 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, and you'd be playing against light competition because of your PowerPoint system, and maybe be able to unify us together with the best teams in the state competing for the state championships.
Makes sense. But once you decided to play up to 5A, they put you into what some people call the high school equivalent to the SEC West. They put you in the Catholic League. Welcome to 5A.
Well,
has it been everything you've expected it to be?
Oh yeah, it has been. It really is. And you know, interestingly, in the 90s, in the middle 90s, early middle 90s, we were an extremely competitive district when O'Perry Walker and Carr High School, Carver High School, John Curtis, Clark High School. We put 5 teams in that district into the state playoffs several years in a row, and it's very similar to that. Every week is competitive. You're playing against good coaches with good teams that are well coached, and it's been very competitive. And the difficult thing for us, and I think for all of the people in our league, is that unfortunately we're going to have to repeat this all over again in just a couple of weeks. And that's what's unfair about this to our kids and to our schools, and hopefully we can unify ourselves back together so we're not into this difficult situation of having to go back through the playoffs and play almost the exact same teams that you've played through the district, with the exception of Catholic, St. Paul, and Evangel will be added into our playoffs.
Well, you've helped offer a solution. Let's hope that people listen and take that. By the way, has the week-in, week-out publicity of playing in the Catholic League, has that had an impact on your academic admissions process?
Well, I think that it has put us in a place that people begin to recognize that their children can come to a school like ours and have all the benefits of being in a larger school. And we feel like that being in a smaller environment has a tremendous benefit to us, and we're able to serve the needs of our children in our way, and I know those schools do also. So it has, I think, maybe opened the eyes of the general public to say, you know what, that's another alternative.
Last question, Coach. Only one person is ahead of you on the all-time wins list in high school football in the United States of America. John McKissick retired this summer. He's 75 wins ahead of you. Is that an attainable goal, and is it a goal that you'd want to remain in coaching long enough to go after?
Well, let me say 2 things about that. Number one, McKissick was an outstanding coach and a man that gave his years of service to the community. I'm not going to coach for records. I'm going to coach as long as I can contribute, as long as I feel the energy and the excitement about coaching. We'll see what happens.
Whichever way you decide, good luck, but thank you for making men, and men not only who learn how to, I think, survive and get along in life, but men who learn how to be champions in life.
Well, our motto is building champions for life, and that's what we hope we do.
Thank you, JT
Thank
Curtis. We'll take a break and be back with more of our halftime show right after this.
We think sports is important.
Welcome back to halftime, where Curtis and Rummel are tied at 7. You're looking at the 1975 team, the very first
John Curtis State Championship team being introduced on the field at halftime. What a great tradition they began. Ken Berthelot along with Wade Kaiser, Katie Morris down on the field. Wade, was the first half everything you expected it to be from these two juggernauts?
It's all about the line of scrimmage. Yeah. It's a banging, physical game up front. That's what we're seeing. We said if you like offensive and defensive line play, stick around for the second half, because I tell you what, you've got two of the best offensive and defensive lines going at it right here. 7-7. It's been a game of a couple of turnovers, which both teams needed to stay away from. It's been a game of kicking field position with punts in the wind. It's exciting. It's going to bring a great second half.
Is the most impressive thing, even though we're tied at 7, the way the Rummel defense has been able to shut down the Curtis offense, with the exception of the 134-yard touchdown by Devon Ben.
Well, I tell you what, it's been exciting because you've seen Briston Guidry live up to his fame, all right? He's doing a great job shutting things down. We're also seeing Derek Munson doing what he needs to do, who is the tackle leader for the Rummel defense, doing a great job there in making plays. And I tell you what, I can't wait for the second half.
Let's take a look at the stats in the first half and see if anything, as we look at the stats, a surprise for you. And rushing yards, again, Rummel with a big lead over John Curtis, and passing yards, no surprise for John Curtis. They only averaged 25, 28 yards a game passing anyway. But what about Rummel's passing yards?
Well, here's what I expect to see in the second half. I expect to see Rummel spread the formations a little bit more and throw the ball a little bit down the field. Not worried about the wind. They're just going to have to do it in order to open up their running game a little bit. But what is surprising is the rushing yards by John Curtis.
And the turnovers. Rummel 2, John Curtis 1. We'll take a break and be back with our second half right after this. Another look at one of the big scores that got us to halftime. This is Chase Fourcade on his 8-yard run for the score.
got to continue battling up front on the offensive line. I think John Curtis needs to find a way to move the ball more consistently, and a great look right there at the Rummel kicking team coming on the field. Needs to find a way, as I was saying, to find a way to move the ball more consistently against a stiff Rummel defense.
You think that wind is strong. Only one first down this entire first half with teams going into the wind. One.
Right. I mean, if you look at the stats, and Rummel going in with the wind had 133 yards offense. Curtis with the wind had 65 yards offense, which is the bulk of their offense on the day.
Well, Curtis had won the toss and had chosen to take the football to start the game, so they will kick off. And the very dangerous Christian Fulton is deep, along with Denove and Hensley for the Rummel Raiders. Again, Scheck-Snyder kicking into the wind. He's got a strong leg, though, and this will come down to Fulton and Hensley. They battle for it. Hensley will take it away from Fulton, and that little delay allowed Curtis to get down there with excellent coverage and make some stops. Andrew Seymour makes the stop. Let's go downstairs to Katie Morse for this report.
Thanks, guys. I had a chance to talk to Coach JT at halftime, and you guys mentioned the pure physicality of the offensive and defensive lines for these teams, and that's exactly what Coach was stressing. He said they have to do a better job of controlling the line of scrimmage, and they're going to try to get the ball out to the perimeters a lot more. So we'll see how this plan works out for John Curtis in the second half.
Israel Tucker is the running back. We said at the beginning of the game, deuces might be wild. The number 2, Israel Tucker for Rummel. The number 2, Devon Bin for John Curtis. But both have been held in check with the exception of each breaking off one real long run. Bin's for a touchdown, and Israel Tucker's, which got Rummel into scoring position, but they missed a field goal out of it back on the first series. And Tucker just gets a few up the middle. So again, running going to be tough in the second half.
Curtis opens up in a 5-man line. They've been flopping back and forth in the first half in a 5-man line, 4-man line. They open up the very first series in a 5-man line. I'm wondering if that's going to be a tale of things to come to try to stop the Rummel running game.
Chet and Hensley are split wide for Fourcade, who works out of the gun on 2nd down and 9. After play action, Fourcade to keep. He's smothered. Yank tackle, he'll lose yardage all the way back to the 16-yard line. That'll be about a 5-yard loss on the play.
Missed assignment by the right guard, right tackle from Archbishop Rummel. Larry Major and Joe Oliver right there. They had a little switch assignments right there, and one guy decided to pick up the wrong guy, and thus you have a sack for the Curtis Patriots.
Rummel converted their first 3rd down of this game, and they have been 0 for 4 since, so they're 1 for 5 overall. And now they face 3rd down and 12 way back at their own 11.5-yard line. Fourcade from the gun. Fourcade with a quick inside slant. It's caught. Hensley reverses his field. Hensley fighting for the first down. Reversed the field is what made it happen. And Hensley all the way up to the 30-yard line. And when, again, the Raiders needed a big play, they got it.
Well, they do it off of a quick wide receiver screen where they bring the tackle, Larry Major and Joe Oliver, out into the running path of Hensley coming down the line of scrimmage. He catches the pass, breaks a few tackles, and picks up the first down. Nice hands by Hensley right there.
He don't bounce off that pile and go to the outside. Rummel's punting. Good numbers on the season, 487 yards, 7 touchdowns. They go to him a lot. Working under center. The Raiders want to keep it on the ground. Here goes Maurice Bailey, and Bailey chugging some real estate right up the middle is close to the first down marker. And it'll be 2nd down and about 2.
In the last 2 series, in this series, should I say, in the last 2 chain possessions by Rummel, Curtis opens up in a 5-man line, anticipating Rummel is going to run the football. Okay? Rummel needs to start throwing the ball a little bit on first down to try to get him out of that 5-man line and to try to spread the defense a little bit.
Fourcade on 2nd down and 2. Looking over the middle. Has a man over the middle. That is Mosley. Mosley might go. It's a foot race. Mosley's wrestled down from behind in the red zone of the John Curtis Patriots. And Fourcade finally connects with one of his receivers, the big tight end, 6'2", 225, a junior, for a 47-yard gain.
You're going to see right here off of the sprint speed sweep, he hits what is called Y pop. David Mosley down the seam. Nice pitch, nice catch right there. Sets up Rummel at the 15-yard line.
Fourcade looking over to the sideline to get the play. He will hand off to Tucker. Tucker picking and choosing, and finally a little seam as he nears the 10-yard line. They'll mark him actually way up at about the 12-yard line.
I don't know if we're going to see this one again, but if we did, you would see Barry Kimbrough, the fullback of the Rummel Raiders, getting a great kick-out block right there on Kevin Milton, the defensive end. Here's our look right here. Look at a kick-out block right there by number 17, Barry Kimbrough, the fullback from the Rummel Raiders on, like I said, Kevin Milton, the defensive end from the Patriots.
2nd down, 7. Rummel threatening. They'll keep it on the ground. Bailey again. Bailey finding some room to daylight, and he is inside the 5-yard line to the 4-yard line. That'll move the chains. 1st and goal, Rummel after the 8-yard gain by Maurice Bailey.
Well, Bailey right here is very patient on what he's doing. They're running the outside stretch game right there, trying to get it off the outside edge of Rummel's offensive line, and he lets everything set up, and then the old term, when you come to the mountain, you got to climb it. So what does he do? He gets his shoulder pads north and south, finds a soft spot, and gets down inside the 5-yard line.
Bailey, 7 carries, 63 yards, but he comes out and is replaced by Israel Tucker, one of the deuces. And they give it to the deuce, and Israel Tucker up the middle gets to the 5, inside the 5 to the 4, but no more.
Outnumbered right there at the offensive line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. Linebackers step up and make the play. Couldn't get everybody blocked at the point of attack that time. Don't be surprised right here if you look at some sort of play-action pass by the Rummel offense against the John Curtis defense, which is now in a man coverage.
Senior-laden offensive line, 5 seniors on it. They average 249 pounds. Good look at J.T. Curtis. 9th play of the drive coming up for the Rummel Raiders. Watch Hensley in the slot. He's up in the slot on top of your screen. Fourcade looking his way, throwing to Hensley. He goes up, makes the catch. Does he hold on to it? Touchdown! Touchdown for Hensley, David Hensley. Double coverage over there, and he still got up and caught the football.
Well, they were in man coverage. They have a nice little, I don't want to say the word pick route, but let's call it a rub route, all right?
Rub route.
Coming from the defensive mind that I am, saying the word pick, but offenses are going to call it a rub route. Hensley pops open. Great throw right there by Fourcade. Great placement of the ball.
Bollinger drills the extra point, and Rummel has taken the lead 14-7 as Fourcade throws to Hensley for the upstairs catch for the touchdown. Rummel has taken the lead for the second time in this big game, and They will be kicking off to John Curtis on that Rummel touchdown drive. 4K 3 for 3, 69 yards, and the 4-yard touchdown toss to David Hensley. And on that drive, Rummel had 3 first downs. They only had 1 in the entire second quarter. Scheck-Snyder will hook it with the wind, but it'll break the plane of the goal and come out to the 20-yard line, and that's where John Curtis will have it. Let's go downstairs to Katie Morris with another special guest.
Thank you, Ken. I'm here with Mr. Glenn Tapman, a member of the 1975 championship team that was honored at halftime. How does it feel to be back here again with your old teammates?
Well, the biggest thing is to be back with them again. You know, the honor's great, but 40 years, it seems like yesterday, but being with these guys again, it's a blessing, and we're grateful to be here, and it's just nice to be with everybody.
So since you won that state championship, John Curtis has won 26 state titles. Did you guys know what you were starting back then, a tradition of winning?
We knew that the program was special even before. The 73 team might have been the best team that didn't win and lost in the quarterfinals. Our senior year, we had 10 seniors, and we had a load of talent of kids that never played before. And we didn't think we would win the state championship, but we knew that that underclass group would win the state championship. And then it's just phenomenal, the fact that as we just grew as a program and stuff, with the target on our back, what they've done. And, you just got to respect what these kids done all the way through the years. And we appreciate that because we relive that every time they win. So it's nice.
What would a win today mean for your team from 1975 and for the John Curtis program?
We would like to win. We just want them to play good and want them to play Patriot football, I always said some of the games we lost was some of the best games we played in. So we measure how we play more than win, but we do win. So we enjoy that. But when they play good and lose, they're still Patriots, and that's what it's all about in this program.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Glenn. And Ken, back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Katie. A Tyrone Chevalier run got nothing, but Curtis does something they don't do often. They throw the football to Glenn Beal, and Beal picks up 8 for the first down. Oh, not for the first down, 2 yards short of the first down.
Well, it looked like a wounded duck getting out of there, but I tell you what, it works, and they bring up 3rd short right here, close to the first down.
That was against the wind. Remember our stat earlier from Tommy Cooper and Lenny Van Gilder. Going into the wind, only 1 first down in the first half, only 1. Here's a 3rd down and 2. Going into the wind, Chevalier spins into the line. He won't get there. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. It might depend on the spot. Second effort. The marker is right at the 30, and they're not going to have to measure. They're saying move the chains. First down by Tyrone Chevalier.
Power off tackle for Curtis. They double down and they kick out at the point of attack. Rummel's right there to meet it, but you get a second effort by Chevalier. He does a nice job picking up the first down.
So Curtis moves the chains to keep this drive alive. Game got started with a missed field goal by Rummel. They went down, took a 7-0 lead. Curtis finally tied it at 7, and then here in the second half, Rummel scores first to take the lead, and here's Chevalier again. Chevalier with about 8 yards on that game. Tyrone Chevalier came on strong. Devon Ben was a little nicked up, had a turf toe since week 3, and also dinged his shoulder a little bit in the Holy Cross game. They pulled him out. Chevalier stepped up, and he has really answered the bell and has earned himself more playing time.
Well, he's answered the bell to the tune of 6.2 yards average carrying the ball, and he's picked right up with that.
Yeah, I mean, he came into the game with 439 yards rushing, so he's not, by any spoken word here, the backup off the bench. He's a main player, got nothing on that carry, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 1, but
Rummel does a nice job right there taking all of the triple option effects away. Derek Munson does a nice job fitting up in there. 96 tackle, leads the team, also has 2 interceptions on the year. He's a physical, athletic linebacker.
Jay says he might be one of the most underrated players on this Rummel team, one of the up-and-coming guys. Devon Ben, and he's got the first down. Hit really hard by Deneau, bounces off that tackle, and then finally goes down to the arms of Robert Hudgens. But Devon Ben, you talk about power running. That was the example of it right there.
Outside veer by Curtis right there. They block the end down who pitches inside and allows the veer path to open off the outside edge of Rummel's defense.
Fulton got the first hit, Deneau the second hit. Now they're going with that same dive again. Fumble picked up. Here goes Munson. Munson Caught from behind right before he can get it into the end zone. Caught from behind by Marquise Albert.
I think the ball was taken out of Darren Washington's hands, Ken. I think what happened was it was completely ripped out for the turnover.
Yeah, it just took it away.
Just took it away. 2 turnovers for each team now. How important are the turnovers today? Gives Rummel the chance to go up by 14. Let's see if we can see it right here. Everything's stacked up, and there you go. Derek Munson just rips it right out of the hands of Darren Washington right there.
Like a handoff. He just took it away, and he's off and running, and the speed of Marquise Albert, the little sophomore, catches him right before the goal line at the 1-yard line.
Ball security, Ken. It's vital. Ball security in big games.
Wow. So Rummel has it with an opportunity to take a 2-touchdown lead in this game. Israel Tucker is the running back. Chase Fourcade will work under center. Fourcade gives to Tucker. Tucker dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Israel Tucker and the Rummel Raiders.
Patented Rummel Power O kick-out block right there by Todd Weller. Wrap-around block by Jory Melanson allows Israel to get into the end zone for a 20-7 lead.
But Munson's takeaway of that football
is big.
Something to behold. And wow.
That's big. That's a huge turnover. You got to have ball security. That's something that'll be discussed on the sideline, I'm sure, with the running back coach from John Curtis and his running back.
Bollinger kicks the extra point, and if there's any question of why Munson is considered to be one of the up-and-coming defensive players for Rummel, he just showed why. 21-7, Rummel with the lead. Wow, what a turn of events here. Another look at the Munson takeaway. Oh, it's a fumble, but this was just a flat-out takeaway, Wade.
Yeah, it'll be ruled as a fumble, but it was a takeaway right there. Munson, headsy player, reaches in, just rips it out of the arms of the running back and takes it down to the 1-yard line.
And the wind pushes that ball into the end zone. Ben will just play around with it back there, breaks the plane, comes out to the 20-yard line, and for the second time in the second half, John Curtis will start from their own 20-yard line.
Well, you know, Curtis playing from behind right now. This is something they're not really used to. But I'm going to tell you what, they're patient.
Yes,
they're going to come back to running their outside veer, which they established in their last series until the takeaway. All right, they were washing the defensive end down from Rummel, and they were bouncing the outside veer past them and into the secondary. They're going to come back. They're going to test that. They're patient. They know how to make sure that they move the ball with their running game.
On 1st and 10 at the 20, Devon Ben tripped up in the backfield and spilled. And
that was Derek Munson right
that
there
was
in the
Munson
backfield.
again. Yes,
right
it was.
there in the backfield. He saw an opening and he took it. He saw a huge gap, stepped up into the hole, and trips up Devon Ben in the backfield. Very nice play by Derek Munson.
Munson must have heard us talking about him because he has come alive.
Well, I tell you what, he's an outstanding player. As Jay Roth said earlier this week, he's the guy that makes a difference on their defense.
5'11", 185, a junior. Just watch him. He's number 9. He, along with number 7, who you see right there, that guy we've been talking about all day, Kristen Guidry, he ties up a lot of people. Good fake this time, and Brock Hebert's got room to run. He will. Suddenly the real estate cuts closes, and flags are all over the place. 1, 2, 3 flags thrown as Hebert is tackled at the 24, short of the first down, by the way.
Tell you what, I love the call. The call's awesome. It's a nice little bootleg action with the option to throw or pass. Rummel falls off and covers the tight end. Leaves a lot of room right there for Brock Hebert to get up the field. The problem is, as you're going to see, a block in the back by the John Curtis wide receiver. They're discussing at the point at where it happened right now, where to mark off the penalty.
And our referee is Michael Vandervelde.
You can see it right here. Nice little bootleg action. Great block right there. Here comes the option to get out on the edge. The runner throws. See if we can see the block in the back right here. Right there. Saw the block in the back. That was number 43, Glenn Beal, just not getting in front of the defender, and it costs them a first down.
Well, we have had few penalties in this game. And here's a screen pass set up to Devon Ben. Flag is thrown way back by the quarterback, and Ben carries very close to a first down. He'll be short, but this might be roughing the passer. Personal foul.
I think that's what we're going to see on Briston Guidry, a little late hit. He's walking around with his hands up in the air trying to plead it like a courtroom lawyer, but the officials are having nothing of it. I think what you're going to see is a little late hit on the quarterback. They're marking it off from the end of the play.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. First down.
And I like the screen call. First time we've seen that from John Curtis today. The screen call is an excellent play right there. Nobody left on that side of the defense from Rummel. You're going to see Hebert set up, look off to his left, and he's going to drop the ball back over here to Ben. And there's the late hit with the helmet right to the chin.
Boom.
Up top. Look out here. Nobody in a white jersey. A lot of room to run right there for Devon Ben.
Now the rain is coming down again. If your picture looks a little bit darker, that's because the clouds have taken over the field here, and the rain is coming down, and it is coming down slanted to the left. I mean, the winds are going right to left. And that was Devon Ben on that last run. We had talked earlier this week to J.T. Curtis about, and you saw the interview at halftime about J.T. Curtis catching John McKissick. McKissick, there's the numbers, 621 wins. J.T. Curtis about 75 behind him. But J.T. averages about 10 a year. That's about 7 seasons. He can catch him if he wants to stay around that long, and I think he does. A bad pitch, an errant pitch, and it is recovered by the Rummel Raiders, Jacoby Jones.
They try to run the outside veer and pitch off the outside veer. Very bad pitch right there by Hebert, and it results in a huge turnover for the Rummel Raiders right there. Here's the pitch, out on the ground. Jacoby Jones recovers it. Huge turnover. John Curtis has had trouble all year getting the ball out to the pitch off of their option. It looks like it might have been deflected a little bit, but they've had issues with that all year. We saw a pitch earlier in the game that just wasn't real crisp. That one wasn't crisp at all. It ends up into the turnover. You can see the turnover battle right there.
How about the 5'10", 175 junior defensive back, Jacoby Jones, making a big play for his Raiders. And, man, they've got excellent field position now at the 29-yard line. Fourcade with the fake pump, then the long throw, overthrows Hensley, who is in triple coverage. So they respect Mr. Hensley.
Here's the bottom line. I like what Archbishop Rummel's trying to do right there. Throw the ball on first down, trying to spread the defense out with formations a little bit. Problem was it was a play action pass with a hitch and go off of it to Hensley, and he draws the double coverage, and the third guy gets over there real fast with the ball in the air. Nowhere to go. The guys on John Curtis are trying to get a push off, an offensive pass interference call, just couldn't get it.
Chase had completed 5 straight passes before that last one. Maurice Bailey with a seam on the right side. And again, remember, anybody throwing to our left, that's the way that 15, 20-mile-an-hour wind is blowing. So that ball is going to float a little bit if you get it up high.
Well, it brings up a third and about 5.5 right here. That's manageable for a Rummel offense. That's not bad. That's the reason why I like them taking that shot on first down, Ken. I think that's a great idea. I think he's got to do more of that in the rest of the second half. When I say he, of course, talking about Jay Roth and the Rummel Raiders.
Israel Tucker brings the play in from the sideline. 2 of 6 are the Raiders on third down conversions. Third down, 6, and nowhere. Well, they were going to try to keep it on the ground and run it. Israel Tucker could not pick it up. As a matter of fact, he got back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
This is going to probably be fourth down territory. I don't think the Raiders will take a shot at a field goal right here. It would be a little too long out of the distance of the Rummel Raider kicker, Alexander Bollinger. So we're looking at a 4th and 5.5 here.
Bollinger's got the leg. He's got a 34, and with the wind, he could easily kick a 40 or a 45-yard field goal today. The problem is the wind is swirling, and you almost have to play it off to the right and hope the wind will take it back in between the goalposts for you. So here's 4th down, 6. Fourcade has a man open. Hensley off his hands. It's intercepted. We're coming back the other way. The Patriots have it. The Patriots are coming back the other way. Taj Bickham, and Bickham gives the Curtis Patriots a big turnover that they needed to get some momentum back in this game. Taj Bickham, the sophomore cornerback. Flag is thrown at the 50-yard line. Flag down to the 50.
Ball's in and out of the hands of the Rummel receiver, right into Taj Bickham, who takes it back. We're going to wait and see what we've got on the flag here. Could possibly be a block in the back, maybe. Something of that nature that's going to back it up a little bit, but that's another huge turnover.
Following the interception, we have a sideline warning. Sideline warning on Curtis. So the play is an interception. First down, Curtis.
Sideline warning to the John Curtis bench. You've got to be 2 yards off the sidelines, so that way it cannot interfere with the official. You can see right out of the hands of the Rummel receiver right there into Taj Bickham, and he comes back up the boundary.
Taj Bickham now goes 52 yards to give Curtis the football at the 30-yard line of the Rummel Raiders.
Tell you what, great shot by our camera guys. You could also see the sideline judge in the stripes trying to get down the boundary, weave his way through the John Curtis coaches. Thus, that results in the sideline warning to Curtis.
Curtis is going against the wind, but there's only 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. If they can burn the 20 seconds off on this play, they'll have the wind for the fourth quarter behind them. And going against that wind is tough enough, and to do that and the Rummel defense makes it hard. Devon Ben, nothing on first down. And let's see if the clock just runs down. It should.
Nothing right there. Great defensive pursuit by the Rummel Raider defense. Saw Dante Payne getting off of his base block and making the hit right there on Ben.
The third quarter has come to an end. Rummel is leading by 2 touchdowns over John Curtis, but the Patriots are driving, and they have the wind in the fourth quarter. That was coming in just moments ago has stopped. It might be coming in again in just a little while. Good shot of Jay Roth rallying his troops on the sideline. We start the fourth quarter of play, and Chevalier finds nothing. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and is wrestled down by Briston Guidry, who also had some help from Shahid Reese. Ken Berthelot along with Wade Kaiser, Katie Morse on the sidelines. We have had a whale of a game for the Catholic League Championship between two strong schools in District 9 5A, the Archbishop Rummel Raiders and the John Curtis Patriots.
Tell you what I like that I saw right there at John Curtis on that particular outside veer. They ran a G block with it where they pulled the guard out and tried to kick out the end or log the end and bounce the back around. It was a very nice scheme, just didn't work. Linebacker was there to make the play.
Big third down on 3rd and 10. This could be 4-down territory. Brock Hebert with the bootleg. He's got a man open. He throws. It is complete to Beal. And Beal is hit hard at the 30-yard line. And that is going to be, or at the 20-yard line, pardon me, he does have enough for the first down. Wow, what a throw and catch by the Curtis. You don't see Curtis throw the ball this much in a football game.
Another look at it. Great bootleg action. Same play that they ran earlier on the last series. This time he pulls it up and he hits Beal right out there. What they missed was the block in the back right there, Ken. Another block in the back that the officials didn't get. You could hear all the Rummel coaches from the sidelines all the way up here to the press box screaming and asking for the block in the back. But I tell you what, great play action pass right there by John Curtis. Nice throw and nice catch, brings up a huge first down.
Glenn Beal, the sophomore, with that big play, 1st down and 10. And Hebert, of course, keeps it on the ground as Curtis does 88 to 90% of the time. Handing off right there to Chevalier for a 3-yard gain. We are at Joe Yiney Stadium here in Metairie, suburban New Orleans. Ken Berthelot, Wade Kaiser, Katie Morris down on the field, and the Archbishop Rummel Raiders leading the John Curtis Patriots 21-7. But by virtue of an interception and a long return by Taj Bickham, the Patriots are threatening. They're in the red zone of the Rummel Raiders, looking at 2nd down and about 7. Another throw. It is behind the intended receiver, Leggett. And almost dangerous, almost picked off.
Well, there's the curl flat route again. They ran that back in the first quarter as well as the first half. And the ball, I think, got a little tip right here at the line of scrimmage and comes out of his hands. There's your tip right there by Leggett. And thus it goes over the head of the curl route right there and incomplete pass.
Rule stopped Alan Dixon from picking up the hot potato and would have been a tip completed pass. Now you've got 3rd down. 3rd and 8. Brock Hebert turns, he throws, and it is caught. Another completion, this time to Eli Brown, his first catch of the day. And Eli Brown is inside the 10-yard line. Let's see how close. As they mark this ball at the 8-yard line, he has the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Patriots.
Beal does a nice job right there with the 90 game. 3-step drop, getting the ball out of his hands quicker. I tell you what, this Beal's going to have to ice his arm tonight. This is the most he's thrown all year.
Without question.
I said Beal. I'm sorry, Brock Hebert.
We say that the proper word is they don't throw the ball. Yes, they can throw the ball. And look at this, Chevalier off left tackle. Chevalier all the way to the end zone for the touchdown from 8 yards away.
Tell you what, outside veer to its finest right there, Ken. They come off with the outside veer off the John Curtis left edge. Problem was, no defensive end there for the Rummel Raiders to come down and meet that mesh. The mesh between the quarterback and the running back. Tell you what, great play, great action right there by the John Curtis offense.
The rain has returned as Chevalier scores the touchdown. And we wait for the gate to swing over to the middle of the field. Extra points in the kicking game in this bad weather, very important. Remember, the wind is swirling to the left corner of the end zone. You've got to drill that ball between the uprights over the right side. This one kicked low. This one is good. It just makes it inside the upright and over the crossbar. 21-14, Rummel with the lead, but Curtis has cut it to 7. This has turned into a ball game here as the Rummel Raiders lead has been cut to 7. Coach J.T. Curtis talking right there with Michael Vandervelde, the referee. What do you think he was telling him, Coach?
I think he was trying to politic just like a good politician would in Jefferson Parish right there, making sure that the next call goes his way. That's what I'd have been doing.
Hebert 5 of 8 for 48 yards on that last drive. Yes, Rummel can throw it. And with a 15-mile-an-hour wind, 20-mile-an-hour wind behind him, and the rain coming down, slanting at about 45 on a 45-degree angle, that ball goes out of the end zone. Focusing under pressure, confronting adversity, managing anxiety, and being self-confident are challenges that most high school athletes face on the field, in the classroom, and in life. At Winning Actions, Dr. Tony Melito will teach your child how to handle these challenges and thrive under pressure. Call Winning Actions today to find out more. First and 10 at the 20-yard line. Fourcade on a keeper in this inclement weather, and he'll carry 5 yards, or they'll down him at the 24-yard line for a 4-yard gain.
We saw that earlier in the first half, Ken. That is quarterback counter right there. He's going to fake the speed sweep right here. There's the fake, and here comes the guard wrapping around right into your picture, getting a block on the linebacker, allowing Chase Fourcade to pick up about 4 yards.
What are they going to do differently to make sure they have the proper ball security in this type of rain and inclement weather?
They're just going to have to make sure that they get the 4 or 5 points of pressure on the ball, make sure that it's tucked away nice and hard, and be solid football players that they're coached to be.
Hand off to Israel Tucker, who reverses his field and drives near the first down to the 29-yard line. He'll be a yard short.
I talk about the 4 points of pressure with the ball, Ken. First, it starts with the grip around the nose end of the ball, making sure that it's crowned and tight. It's fitted in the forearm, into the bicep, and it's high and tight up on the rib cage. All good running back coaches and high school football coaches start teaching running backs and wide receivers that from when they are playing Little League football. 4 points of emphasis of holding the football.
Time is on Rummel's side if they can continue to move the chains. There's 8:20 to play in this game. The Raiders 2 of 7 on third down. Going against the wind. Fumbled snap. Fumbled snap. Curtis says they have it, and they do. The officials concur. The third lost fumble by Rummel in this football game.
I think what we saw right there, and if we're going to get another look at it, I don't know if we're going to get an end zone shot of it or not, but you're going to see Chase Fourcade kind of pulls out quick without the ball. Here we go. Here's our shot. See if we can see it right there. He kind of pulls out without the ball. Doesn't have a good grip on it. And then you got a scrum down at the bottom, digging it out, and it comes up John Curtis's way, setting up again inside the 30-yard line of Rummel.
At the 28-yard line of the Raiders. The gift to Chevalier, and he just dives over left tackle again. That veer dive play inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line.
Christian Fulton right there coming up to make the tackle right there. You know, he's got 5 interceptions on his year. He's the lead defensive back, one of the top corners in the nation right there. He leads the team with 31 tackles right there. He's a phenomenal player. Everybody is trying to sign Christian
LSU,
Fulton.
Florida, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Texas, Miami. That's some of his favorites. There's a lot of other people that want in and have a chance to get in. Devon Ben gets it close to the 20-yard line, but it'll be short of the first down, so that'll bring up third down and short yardage. Third and about 3, depending on where they mark this. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Curtis puts 2 receivers to the wide side of the field into a twins formation. Rummel is playing man-to-man on those guys. They're playing Christian Fulton in the middle of the field, and they've taken their other corner, free safety Aaron Brule, and put him at the corner. He comes up right there and makes a nice play on Devon Ben for Rummel.
John Curtis, 5 of 9 on third down conversions. They made all 4 in the second half, but that was going with the wind. They won't get this one. Devon Ben stuffed in the backfield on a gang tackle, and he is leading the charge. Derek Munson, big number 9.
Big number 9, but it also started off with Robert Hudgens right there, slanting into the backfield. Good look at it right there. Bang! Stacks things up right there, makes everything slows down, and allows Derek Munson to come from his linebacker position to finish it off. Nice job by Derek Munson, and also a great job by Robert Hudgens right there.
Robert Hudgens. big number 64, 5'10", 230 pounds, a senior defensive lineman, a verbal leader, and you can see him getting the crowd into the game right now. Timeout called. Rummel. This is 4-down territory. Curtis was going to go for it, and Rummel wants to talk about it. So we'll take a timeout with the teams and be back in just a moment. 6:13 to play in the game. A 7-point lead for Rummel. During the timeout, showed field goal. They had their field goal kicker on the field, and as soon as the official blew the whistle, they pulled the field goal unit off and send the offense on. Brock Hebert. This is 4th down and 6. Hebert to throw. Hebert under pressure. Screen pass with a big wall, and Devon Bin makes the... Does Devon Bin catch it? He catches it, but he stumbled. He had a wall of blockers in front of him, but maybe ran into his own blockers. He stumbled. He does not stay on his feet. He does not get the first or score, and Rummel takes over on downs.
They set up the middle screen, Ken, off of the flood route that they were trying to run to their offensive right. Nobody there. He stumbles over his offensive lineman's feet, and he goes down short of the first down. I tell you what, if he stays on his feet, he walks into the end zone. No one was there.
It was too crowded. It was too crowded. There was just 3 other people there, and he didn't have room to move. So now at the 20-yard line, the Rummel Raiders take over with 6:06 to play. How much clock can this Raider offense turn up? The give to Israel Tucker, and he'll lose yardage on first down. That's how tough it is to move this football for either team, especially on this wet field with rain off and on here in the second half.
It's about controlling the offensive line of scrimmage right there. They don't. Devin Savoir does a great job right there destroying the play, and he meets Tucker in the backfield for a huge loss right there.
Maurice Bailey checking in for Israel Tucker. He'll be at the running back slot. The loss of 2 makes it second down, 12. Forcade will hand off to Bailey. Bailey picks, finds a seam, and fights his way for about 7 yards up to the 25-yard line. If you're injured on Friday, the Oshner Sports Medicine Institute is open on both the North and South Shore for Saturday morning clinic. Oshner Sports Medicine, the region's most comprehensive sports medicine services.
Tell you what, it brings up a 3rd and manageable again. 3rd and 5 is manageable for Jay Roth offense. Look for bootleg here. Look for some sort of play action pass right here from the Rummel offense.
Look for Hensley at the top of your screen. Might be man coverage. It is man coverage now. Forcade. He'll drop back. He's on the run. He escapes. He throws a diving attempt and catch made way downfield, and that is as big time a catch as you'll ever want to see by Jamar Chase.
Almost couldn't get the ball there. Off a little play action fake right there. Steps up, eluding the rush. Throws it downfield off at the wrong foot. That shows the strength of Chase Forcade's arms. Huge play. Gets the first down. Moves the ball out to about the 43, 44-yard line. First down Raiders.
He gets 18 yards. This is his first game back coming off an injury. His first catch. He's been in on some earlier plays. He might have turned in the big play for the Rummel Raider offense in this game because they've got the clock down to 4:15 now, and they can run a little bit more time off of it. They'll go straight ahead with this one. And that again is Maurice Bailey on the run. Little sun coming out now, maybe smiling and shining on the Rummel Raider offense.
I think the weather's confused. Doesn't know what it wants to do. Wants to rain, the sun wants to come out,
sun
the
comes
wind
out,
blowing.
sun goes in.
Rummel into their 4-minute offense now. They're going to work as much of that 25-second clock as they possibly can to run down the 25-second clock and the play clock. Look for Curtis if the clock gets down under 3 minutes to start using their timeouts to make sure that they have some time left to try to tie the ball game.
Curtis has all 3 timeouts remaining. And here, straight ahead, goes Israel Tucker. And Tucker, caught from behind, he'll gain a few, but again, Rummel just wants to move the clock, pick up 3, 4, 5 yards a carry, and try to keep moving the chains. Timeouts remaining. Curtis 3, Rummel 2.
Well, John Curtis is going to have to start thinking about here in a minute when they're going to want to strategically take a timeout to stop this clock. If this thing turns into a 4th down right here, look for Curtis to possibly take a timeout to stop it if Rummel decides to punt.
Mason Mathern rushes out on the field. He is the leading tackler for this John Curtis defense. He repositions the defense. You see that going on in the defensive backfield. 3rd down, 5. Fourcade throws to the sideline. Hensley's got it. Hensley at the 45 has the first down, and the Rummel Raiders move the chains.
Out route right there. Chase Fourcade takes the ball from gun, steps up into the pocket, and delivers a strike to the out route to Hensley right there, and they pick up the first down. They keep the chains moving, but more importantly, once they set those chains, all right, and they snap the ball, that clock's going to be running down under 2 minutes and 40 seconds left.
2 big plays. Jamar Chase caught a ball, again, coming off an injury, first game back. Maybe the biggest play on his 18-yard gain, and then that play by Hensley to get the first down. Look at Fourcade's numbers today. 8 of 12, 111 yards. He has thrown to 5 different receivers on those 8 catches today. Maurice Bailey, a little mix-up in the backfield, and he goes down at the 45, but right now Rummel just wants to see that clock run. Lost yardage on the play, down to 2:36, and Curtis will take a timeout. Their first of 3. We'll take that timeout with them. Be back in just a moment. Rummel trying to run out the clock with a 7-point lead.
I work hard.
Good look at Jay Roth right now. His team in control. If they can run 2:36 off the clock, they will win not only this game, but the Catholic League Championship. It is 2nd down 11. Chase Fourcade moves Israel Tucker up to his left. Hensley seemed to be shaken up just a few minutes ago, but got up, was walking, and is in the game. Israel Tucker bounces off the pile. Second effort, gets a few extra yards, but that's it. He'll gain about 2 on the play, and the clock stops
I tell you what, the significance of this game, again, Ken, coming down under 2 minutes and 30 seconds here, is how important this win is for Rummel to give them another Catholic League championship. Should Curtis pull this thing out, it throws everything into a tie with Rummel going into the 10th week right there. You can see the standings, and everything would come down to the 10th week with their next opponents. And if they both should win, Curtis, should they win today, would share a part of their first Catholic League title.
From Rummel and John Curtis fans, Mellow Mushroom will donate 10% of your order to your school's athletics department today. Stop by the Metairie or Covington locations, tell your server, and give back to your school with the best pizza in town. And don't forget, stay mellow at the Mellow Mushroom.
Tell you what is huge, Ken. Rummel is 4 for 10 on third downs on the day, but on this drive, they're 2 for 2. 2 huge third down plays set up by good first down runs. That could be the difference in winning or losing the rest of the game.
And we talked about how hard that is to get the first downs against the wind. Third down 9. Fourcade. Roll to the left. The pump. He's keeping. Flag is thrown. We've got a holding probably in the back. And it was an incomplete pass. We actually have another flag down the field near the 35-yard line.
Well, this could be holding on the Rummel offensive line somewhere around the 46-yard line, and you might have some sort of interference penalty or defensive holding penalty down about the 30 of John Curtis.
Michael Vandevelde. Kimbrough was holding offensively. Garrett Wallow in the defensive backfield was holding for Curtis.
There might be the holding penalty right there for Rummel right there on the offensive line. See if we can see Wallow on the defensive holding penalty. Really can't see it. I'll tell you what kind of scares me, the way Chase Fourcade running around with that ball in one hand like that at this stage of the game.
It's not raining right now, but it's still a very wet football.
Still scares me, though.
Absolutely. Very wet. And you're a coach. Spoken like a coach. I like that. So we'll play third down over. Third down 9. Here comes Chase Fourcade. John Fourcade says, he's better than me. He's more disciplined than I was at his age in high school. He studies film better. He's a student of the game. Third down 9 and timeout called. This is a Rummel timeout. They didn't like what they saw, so they use one of their timeouts.
I think what they did is they came out in a spread formation, 2-by-2 set, and they wanted to see exactly how Curtis was going to line up against it, and then they took the timeout to figure out how they want to attack the Curtis defense.
If you're interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@sportsnola.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120. That's WHNO TV during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on how to purchase a DVD copy of today's game. 2:23 to play. And this is a chess match on third down and 9. In John Curtis territory at the 42-yard line. What's the next move, Coach?
Well, the first thing they've got to do right here is they're going to throw something that is under control right here to try to pick up the sticks. They do not want to give up an inch of field position. JT doing something as far as trying to figure out as far as what coverage they're going to be in or what front. And I know Jay's going to come out, looks like in a spread formation right here. And Rummel's got to be real careful right here. They do not want to take a sack. I'll repeat that. They do not want to take a sack.
Third down 9 for Chase Fourcade and company. 2 wideouts to the right.
Don't be surprised if Chase Fourcade runs the football.
He is right up the middle. There's a lot of real estate. Fourcade breaks one tackle, breaks a second. He has the first down at the 25-yard line. Chase Fourcade with a Fourcade-like play with time running out to give Rummel a first down with 2:15 to play and John Curtis with 1 timeout remaining.
They spread the offense right there, and Chase Fourcade takes it on a quarterback draw right up the middle. They got the defense all spread out all over the field. They do a nice job up front in a pass protection, turning everything away. Chase Fourcade shows pass, takes the ball right up the middle on quarterback draw. Very nice call by Jay Roth and the Rummel offense.
Maybe the biggest 16-yard gain of this year for Chase Fourcade. 23-5 as a starter, 2 state championships. Chase Fourcade now looking at first down to Israel Tucker. He just wants to head into that line, breaks a tackle on the spin move, and he's inside the 20-yard line in the John Curtis red zone with 1:42 and the clock still running. Remember, Curtis has 1 timeout to play with.
This is going to force Curtis here to have to take their timeout here pretty soon and stop the clock. So that way, even if Rummel does get into the end zone and score here, they have a chance to possibly get the ball back with a little time, drive the length of the field, score, kick an onside kick, and see if they can't recover and get back in it.
But time is running out on the Patriots right now because there's only 1:26 to play. Fourcade on the 11th play of this drive with Israel Tucker behind him. Quarterback keeper, he's just trying to move the chains. If he gets the first down, this game is over. And I believe he got it. If he moves the chains, it'll be a victory formation the rest of the way. Move the chains. There you go. And the Rummel Raiders just wrapped it up. They can go victory formation now the rest of the way.
Watch the offensive line come off the ball right here. They get movement right there up front for allowing Chase Fourcade to slither his way up the field and pick up the first down, which is going to seal this victory. Another Catholic League championship for the Rummel Raiders.
Amazingly, the rain has stopped. The sun comes out for just a brief moment and shines on Chase Fourcade and this Rummel Raider offense. He'll take a knee. And we have less than a minute to play. Curtis can stop it one more time. Not only does Rummel win the Catholic League championship, but Jay Roth will tie Bob Conlon on top of that list as the winningest all-time coaches in Catholic League play. Bobby Conlon had it. You're talking about a who's who of coaching. Look at those names. Bob Conlon, Jay Roth, Hank Tierney, Gernon Brown, John Kalbacher, Brown of Jesuit, Kalbacher, Holy Cross, Tony Villegas, Scott Bainsfather, Joe Zimmerman, Joe Galliano, Otis Washington. My goodness. Well, that's a Hall of Fame of coaches' names.
If you know anything about the Catholic League, that's some of the greatest coaches to ever coach in the state of Louisiana, as well as, of course, the city of New Orleans.
Jay Roth, what more can he do? His 21st year at his alma mater. This will be his 203rd win. 2 state championships back-to-back in 2012 and 13, the first 2 ever for Rummel. No other Rummel coach had ever done that. Was a quarterback in 1980 of an undefeated Rummel Raider team. Went on to play at Nicholls State, coached by his dad, Easton Roth, and Chase Fourcade, like the coach, right now committed to go to play at Nicholls State for Coach Timmy Rebo. Jay Roth and the guy on the other sideline, J.T. Curtis, know how to build dynasties. They build winning football programs. The final 23 seconds will run out, and every other team that plays football in the state of Louisiana often measures themselves by how well they compete or if they can beat one of these 2 football teams. And it came down to 1 touchdown, 7 points today as the final 5 seconds tick off the clock. The John Curtis Patriots drop this one, and the Archbishop Rummel Raiders win the Catholic League with a 5-0 record, 8-1 overall. John Curtis, 6-2, 3-2 in league play. 1 more game to play next week, but this is a wrap-up of the Catholic League for the Rummel Raiders. We'll be back with our post-game show. Rummel 21-14 over Curtis. Back with more after this. Final score on this one. Rummel defeats Curtis 21-14. Katie Morris has the coach, Jay Roth, down on the field. Let's go downstairs to Katie.
Thanks, Ken. And I'm here with Jay Roth. First, congratulations on the win. And we saw turnovers play a huge part in this game. How does that affect going into next week?
I think probably Curtis had a lot to do with those turnovers. Well, the rain had to do with two of them, that's for sure. But it still is no excuse to wet ball snap, how we can't get snaps in a little slight rain. That's beyond me. But we'll get those fixed.
And what does this win mean not only for you but for this program?
Well, it just happened to be who we played this week, week 9. It wasn't them. It was just we were Catholic League champs. That's what we wanted to be. We won the Catholic League title outright. So I'm very proud of the guys.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Okay, good. Thank you all. Okay.
Well, we are back, and good to hear those words from Jay Roth. And I promise you that he's being humble on what this win means to him, because I guarantee you it means an awful lot to him. He's just too humble to talk about it. Wade, your comments on this game. Was it everything you expected it to be? I know it was for me.
Well, it was a battle up front.
Yes.
It was pivotal. It was pivotal, and from the bottom line, where the offensive and defensive line play was today was phenomenal for both teams. I tell you what, it was a great high school football game, and it was won up front on the offensive and defensive line. I'm sure both coaches, once they look at their film, are going to tell you the same thing. What a great football game. Congratulations to Rummel on another Catholic League championship. Congratulations to an outstanding John Curtis football team as they head into the playoffs in 2 weeks.
Well, I think I agree with you all the way. It was everything it was supposed to be, and can't wait to see if these two teams might meet again in the playoffs. Remember, this could be game 1 of 2. They could meet again.
That is a possibility because of the way the Division I playoff brackets are set up. Both of these teams will have a bye in the first round. They'll be home for their first round, for their second round game. Then it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the semifinal game 2 weeks after that.
I want to thank you and Katie and our entire crew for a great job, and want to thank everybody for joining us on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. We close out the regular season next week with a battle for the District 9 3A title between Lutcher and De La Salle. Watch it live Friday night on SportsNOLA.com and catch the tape-delayed broadcast on WHNO next Saturday at noon. For Wade Kaiser, Katie Moore, and our entire WHNO crew, I'm Ken Berthelot. Your final score here again was Rummel defeating Curtis 21-14. We now join SportsNOLA Spotlight in progress on WHNO TV 20.